Hey everyone, it's Whitney from Butch Talk, coming at you with a new video. I was asked a few weeks ago to make a video on femmes. And when I say femme, I mean someone who is more on the feminine side, who identifies as lesbian. Maybe even you don't take the title femme yourself, but maybe it'd be like tomboy femme or sporty femme or high femme even, or whatever you want to say. I'm not trying to label people, I'm just putting this out there for those of you that maybe fall on the more feminine side of the spectrum. And immediately I added it to my to make video list. And since then I've been thinking about how I wanted to make this video and what I wanted to say, and I realized it's a lot more difficult than I'd originally anticipated. I'm also kind of nervous about the way in which what I have to say is going to be received. Before I start, I want to make sure that this is coming from a place of admiration and positivity and not from a place of thinking like femmes are put on this earth for me or others in any way, shape, or form. So I want to make that clear right from the beginning. So when I think of femmes, one of the first things I think about is strength. I think that word pops into my head first because I can imagine, and based on conversations I've had, is that it would be pretty difficult to go through the world feeling fairly invisible within the queer community, within the LGBT community. I know that's like a big issue for a lot of femmes and people. You know, it takes a lot of convincing, it takes coming out time and time again. People assume that you're attracted to men because you're more on the feminine side, even if you're not like super feminine. Even just like longer hair and a little bit of makeup, a lot of people assume you're straight. And I just want to say that I acknowledge that, and I acknowledge the strength that it takes to go about the world and come out, you know, time and time again. So that's one of the first things that comes to mind. Another thing that comes to mind is confidence. There are a lot of femmes that I know that are really confident, or at least put that confidence out there, even if maybe they don't feel it down to their core. Just being who they are, even though maybe it's not the easiest to be a part of the community the way they are, and maybe they're not totally taken seriously, but they're just true to themselves and who they are. So that confidence in their whatever it may be, and then all of the variations in between, the confidence to just be you and to put yourself out there and say, no, I have a space in this community. Initially, I was going to make a list of all the things I liked about femmes, and you know, it consisted of a lot of pretty shallow things like, oh, I like it when you wear dangly earrings, I like it when you put on some makeup but not too much makeup, I like when you wear high heels, I like when you wear Chucks, I like when you are totally comfortable wearing sweatpants or athletic gear, I like when, and all these like very shallow things. And I do appreciate that about femmes and about like that balance that you have. And then I got to thinking a little bit more, and I was like, the things that really stand out to me are the things that I talked about previously. And I just wanted to make a video about those two things primarily, and saying that I appreciate you, and even though sometimes I might not see you because I am totally guilty of assuming straightness in some femmes, that I try my best not to assume. I try my best to see you, and I'm glad you're you, and I'm glad you're here. I don't claim to know your experience because I live kind of a different way of going about the world, but I will say that I value your experience, and I definitely value your point of view, and I think hearing more about your experience within the LGBT community is important. Thanks again to all the femmes in my life and all the femmes I don't know. I will see you all next week with another video. Bye.
Chris Kelly, but all her looks were too sad. So I tried a little Freddie. I've gone identity.